The atmosphere in this arena is heated. And of course, we've just come from the lower bracket finals. And you know, the Brazilian players, they really put the bra in Brazil.
It's been super exciting to watch all this unfold over the past couple of weeks, but you know, we've got something coming up here. What do you think of this one?
That's our script. Okay, so we have, oh my God, this is amazing. It's going to be amazing. We have a great finals coming up. We can't tell you the results yet, Rachel, but you'll see.
I'm looking forward to it all play out. You know, we knew how Titanic ended. We still went to see that movie. So we have been introduced to the circuit in the Dev Diary. Is this the biggest change coming to Rainbow Six Esports yet?
Absolutely. So my personal opinion, yes, this is the biggest change that we've seen for Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm super excited about it. But it's more important that our fans and our community answer this question for themselves. So let's talk about the facts. Rainbow Six Siege and Rainbow Six Siege Esports have been growing and evolving for the past 4 years. It's an ongoing process that has never stopped. But we have reached a size and a level of maturity for our program where we wanted and needed to go back to the drawing board to see what makes the most sense.
Well, all this growth seems to be well planned for. We got a quick look at the timeline in the video, but can you give us some more insights into that?
All right, yeah, as you've seen in the video, we're moving to a 9-month season with a 2 months off season. This is based on the feedback that we have been receiving from players and organizations across the entire world. They need that 2 months off period to prepare, practice, and rejuvenate for the World Championship. And it helps us, of course, to create a narrative that starts at the end of the Sixth Invitational and leads us to the next one. This is becoming our journey to the World Championship.
All right, well, that is how 2021 is going to go. It sounds like it's going to be exciting. But folks, we still have a whole year to get through. It's 2020. How's the rest of this year going to play out?
So 2020 is going to be a transition year. Right now, we're in the middle of the Pro League Season 11. And of course, we will conclude this season with the beloved Pro League Finals. And there's no better place to go than Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Woo! It sounds like the Brazilian fans have certainly earned an event after this.
Yeah, absolutely. And after that, we're kicking off the new 2020 model. It's going to be a bit shorter than the full 2021 year, but we're taking 2 majors into the ecosystem now. First major in August, that's going to be in North America, and then the second major of the year over the pond in Europe.
Ooh, and then 2021 introduces the first full year circuit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 4 majors to come.
That is correct. So 2021, our first year in the new system, we have already planned ahead. The first major in May, we'll be going back to Europe. The second major in August, we're going to North America once again. And last but not least, for the third major in November, we're heading back to APAC.
Very exciting news. So how do teams, after this 9-month season, make it to the Sixth Invitational?
Yes, so we have built the point system, right? So that everything, the entire competition throughout the year is based on that. And we want to guarantee that the top 16 teams in the world are actually getting invited to the Sixth Invitational.
Well, can you walk me through some scenarios how they might do that?
Sure. So the first thing to keep in mind is that we made this system with the idea that winning 1 major is not quite enough to get you to Sixth Invitational the following year.
You want to walk us through this?
Sure. So we see we see a team at the start of the year, they make it to 1 major, they win it all, but then they just don't show up for the rest of the year. They lose their footing, maybe some roster changes, some drama, but because they only made that 1 major win, they don't have enough points to make it to SI.
I see, but maybe a more consistent team.
Yeah. So in the second example, it's actually the same one that we've showed in the video. Team Secret earns 275 points in the first stage. They earn again 275 points in the second stage, and they consistently perform, so they earn another 275 points in their third stage. And at the end of the year, we look at the global point standing and we see, yes, based on the 825 points, they are in the top 16.
All right, so any other scenarios we want to cover there?
Yeah, one last one here. Let's say we've got a new team that's come into our ecosystem recently. They're struggling to find their footing, but they've qualified to a couple of majors before the end of the season. But at this last major, they have a breakout performance. They finally get it all together. They win the whole thing. Because of that sort of presence, but not necessarily winning, they've earned enough points to make it to Six Invitational after that last major win.
Wow, so being consistent, staying in it, that's going to get you to the end. Got to earn those points, but I got to wonder, are there any other ways that teams could qualify?
Yes, there is.
Oh, tell me.
4 additional teams will make it to the Sixth Invitational, 1 from each region at the end or beginning of the year, depending on how you see it.
Yeah, so these offline qualifiers were especially important to us. We wanted to make sure that this was an open ecosystem. We had regional representation. And one day, Zaku, I know you're out there somewhere. We want to see Adventure Force on this main stage.
I love it, putting in that wild card option. Now, you guys have really built this to be a global system. So walk me through the system, why it was built this way, what the thought was behind it.
So we really wanted these cross-regional rivalries to exist beyond just at the offline events, at our offline tournaments, right? So the point system is designed in a way that every team has an impact on the global point standing, and that is important to us. Even if your favorite team is not eligible for the Sixth Invitational anymore because they cannot earn enough points, they still have the chance to knock out different teams, eventually even from different regions, out of the running. And I think that's super cool. It will keep the engagement alive. We hope that our viewers and fans will not just watch what's happening in their own region, but also watch what's happening in the other regions.
Yeah, you have to watch everything to get the full picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we really want this to encourage a lot of communication between our inter-regional communities. We want people to watch regions that they don't normally watch and make a lot of theories about who's going to make it to SI, who's not going to make it to SI, what's the storyline at the end of the year.
So when I head over to the water cooler at the Ubisoft office, we can talk about a lot of different options for who might be making it to
It's
the
exactly
Invitational.
that, yeah. And it's also, you know, for the casual viewer out there, it's easy to understand because essentially the point system only updates 3 times per year. So you go on a website, you check your favorite team is currently in the running or not, and then after 3 months you can check it again. But then for the, I would say, the mathematically gifted, they can try to calculate each team's chance to still make it to the Sixth Invitational. And I think we can all agree that this is much better than speculating who Ubisoft will invite for the last slot.
Well, gentlemen, speaking of regions, there are big changes coming there as well. So can you elaborate?
Yeah, of course. I think the biggest thing that people are going to notice right off the bat is we're going from 8 teams to 10 teams in most of our competitive regions. APAC, kind of a wild card, but we're going up to 12 there.
So as you break down these regions, what would be the focus of each of them? Let's start with North America.
So North America, I think the biggest one, moving to a LAN environment.
Right, and then you get to do shoulder content, lots of insight into the players.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Now what about for EU?
So in Europe, we're focusing on the national programs. They will have a direct path into the global competition.
Great, so a lot of effort to build up those local communities as well. Tell me, what's going on in LATAM?
So BR6 laid a rock-solid foundation for us to build off of. That's going to be the primary focus, but we're also adding in some new competitive areas there to build up more Latin American competition and maybe bring them to SI someday.
How do you guys like the sound of that? And then we get to APAC. You mentioned there's going to be 12 teams in APAC. Why is that?
That's correct. We're expanding our APAC region as well. We will have 2 divisions. We will have the North Division with Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asia. And then in the South Division, we'll create new exciting opportunities for the already existing Oceanic region, but also up-and-coming territories such as South Asia.
I know you guys have put a lot of thought into this program and building these regions, so why have you constructed it this way?
It was constructed with scalability in mind. So moving forward, we have the ability to add new countries into each of these divisions, but we also have the ability to add divisions into the primary regions. And last but not least, we're not afraid to expand beyond the 4 existing regions of Europe, NA, LATAM, and Asia Pacific.
Well, it sounds like the entire esports program is growing, so I gotta ask, is it the same for the RevShare program?
You know it. As you saw in the video, we're going from 10 teams in Phase 1, from 14 teams in Phase 2, all the way up to 44 teams in our Phase 3 program. Not only that, but 4 years long, this is a commitment for long-term support to our organizations in esports.
44 teams. Is every one of those 44 teams going to receive support?
Absolutely. It's not just about the teams either. We're talking about support for the players. We're talking about support for content creators. We want this to be an end-to-end system for everyone who's taking part in our community.
Are there any ways that players are going to be affected by these changes?
Yeah, we're guaranteeing minimum support through the team microtransactions. The players will be receiving direct support from all of you guys out there who are buying their skins. Content creators attached to teams are going to be receiving the same support, and how these organizations earns is dependent on how they treat their players in our ecosystem. Keep this scene healthy.
You said a lot of stuff after the word skins, but I kind of focused in. Tell me what's coming in the skin department.
All about the skins with you, Rachel, huh?
I like
All right.
fresh.
All right, I'll give you a hint of what's to come. In the past, we've randomly assigned operators to organizations. This time, we're kind of flipping the script. Organizations are going to have a choice. They're going to have a lot more, I would say, on-brand cosmetics coming their way. So you'll see a lot of stuff that fits the brands that you know and love in our scene.
That is fantastic to hear. You guys have been working so hard. Wei, how do you feel about the RevShare program?
You know, Rachel, I'm with you. I'm after those skins. But no, I'm super proud of what Stuart and the team have designed here. We've tested our revenue share program with phase 1 and phase 2, and we're super confident that this is scalable and sustainable long term. And now, with a 4-year plan in place, we know that this is built to last as much as we are here to stay. And our active vision for Rainbow Six Esports is to have an open ecosystem moving forward.
Big commitment, well planned, so exciting. Gentlemen, do you have anything you want to add?
I think I just want to say thank you to everyone's here. We have over 25 countries represented through community members, teams, competitors. Everyone in this arena, thank you so much for coming out and appreciating Rainbow Six Siege with all of us here.